I'm going to be sharing with you in this video how to stop caring what people think. How to remove that social anxiety and be who you really are. You see, because so many people care so much about what people think. They're carrying the burden of caring how people perceive them and all these thoughts in their mind of what does that person think of me? How am I being perceived right now? And you see what this does? This actually blocks you from fully living your dream, fully aligning with your vision. This is why most people don't follow their dream, is simply for that one simple reason of how are these people going to perceive me? How are my parents going to perceive me? How are my friends going to perceive me? That's the number one reason. They're just afraid. That's the biggest thing that will stop you from living into your vision, is a fear of how people perceive you. That's a huge burden to carry. I completely understand what it's like to carry that burden because I carried it for the longest time before I figured out the core that keeps us in fear, that keeps us scared of how people perceive us. I'm gonna share with you in this video how to let that go and truly align with who you actually are and remove that burden. So if you're new to this channel, what I want you to do is to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, because I do post a new video every single day. Also, if you want to work with me one-on-one to let go of your ego, let go of the anxiety, reprogram your subconscious mind for success to create what you really desire in this life, hit the link that's in the description box of this video to apply for a free consultation to see if you're a good fit for the coaching program. So the first thing I want to share with you when it comes to how to remove this burden, okay, how to stop caring what people think of you, is understand that concepts of you, how somebody perceives you with their mind, their ideas of you, are not actually you. Okay, it's not actually you, it's an idea. So when somebody has an idea of who they think you are, is that idea who you really are? Or is it just an idea? You see, lots of people confuse that. They confuse a person's projection of their ideas onto you as you, but that's not true. A person's projection of you is not you. That's all it is a projection, an idea, a thought form. That's it, a thought form, a thought, an idea in that person's mind projected onto you. Now, is that you? Is that who you really are? Is that really who you are? Is an idea. And so think about it like this. What's stopping you from being who you really are is an idea of what somebody thinks you are, which has nothing to do with you. An idea. Think about how significant this is. This is one of the biggest insights that you can really have in your life, is that an idea of you is not you. Even your idea of you is probably not you. It's just an idea. And people's ideas of you are not you. So be very conscious of this. Be very conscious of this, because ideas are limiting. Ideas are just ideas, but who you really are is much deeper than an idea. Even your idea of you is not who you really are at the core. You're thinking, well, then who am I? We'll get into that later. But you got to realize that an idea of you is not who you are. So don't allow concepts and ideas of you to stop you from your dream. Do not allow concepts and ideas that other people project onto you to stop you from your dream. That's absolutely ridiculous. Now, believe me, when you're lost in that, those concepts, those ideas, I completely get it. It's very deceiving, and those ideas can feel very real. I get it, but they're not. Just remember that they're not. Concepts are not who you are. So just remember that. Now, another thing I want to share with you as well is, do you want to show people the real you, or do you want to show people the idea of you? You see, so many people are living a lie. They're living a lie for their parents. They're living a lie for social, because of social conditioning, because they're trying to play a facade. They're trying to do what other people want for them. They're trying to play this idea. They're trying to play this role, this mask People wear masks all the time. They're not their true, authentic selves. They're wearing a mask to protect the ego. Now, what you have to understand is that wearing this mask may be comfortable in the short term, but believe me, in the long term, you are creating extreme uncomfort for yourself. I know it's comfortable to be this small little ego and pretend, how safe you are, but believe me, it's not empowering. It's not empowering to be in that small energy and live an idea, someone else's idea of you. Do you want to live someone else's idea of you? Or do you want to live your life? Do you want to live for yourself? Do you want to live for yourself, or do you want to live for someone else? That's a huge thing to understand when it comes to how to stop caring what people think. Because for the longest time, I didn't follow my dream of being a full-time YouTuber and coaching people one-on-one to raise their level of consciousness and awareness, because I was scared of an idea, how people think of me. Think about that for a second. People don't follow their dream because of an idea. It's just like, think about how absurd that is, how absolutely insane that is. I say that from a place of love. That you are not following your dream and being who you are, following what you want to do because of an idea, how somebody perceives you. Now, of course, those ideas can be attached with emotions and all sorts of reactions, but it is just an idea. That's all it is. It leads to emotions and all that kind of stuff, but it's just an idea. That is the truth. Okay, now, of course, I'm going to go deeper into this in just a moment, but it's true. It is just an idea. So you got to realize that these two things are important before I share with you how to let go of this facade and this fake sense of self that people play. Because I can just give you the answer of how to do it, but you gotta understand why. Why do you want to be your true self? Is it just to be more confident? Beautiful, that's a great thing to be. It's more confident, but why? The why is because you want to live your truth and not a lie for somebody else. That is huge. When you understand that, you'll find the ways to be more truthful because you don't care how people think anymore. You just have this desire to be more truthful. And that can be a huge thing to your life. So freeing, such a freeing energy to live in when you live your own truth. I can speak from experience. When I decided to just live my truth, it was so freeing to just be who you are fully, unapologetically. No apologies. Don't say sorry for being you. Be you fully. Now, here's how you actually remove the anxieties and the fears and how to stop caring. This is how you actually do it. Here's the key. The ego creates anxiety. Okay? The number one thing that creates anxiety in your life is the ego, is the concept of who you think you are, which goes back to the whole thing of ideas. Your ideas are the only thing keeping you in a vibration of lack and also caring what people think, is being attached to your idea of you. Because your true self is something much deeper than an idea of you. The idea of you is based on conditioning and ideas and concepts and things that you've adopted from society. Now, is that really you? Or is that concepts of you? Now, you might be thinking, okay, well, I get it, it's conditioning, but that's still part of who I am. It is, but is that the real you? Is the conditioning that people have placed upon you to act a certain way? And so what you got to realize is that the ego creates all anxiety, not just social anxiety, all anxiety. Okay, fear of death, fear of what people think of you, fear of financial loss, fear of this, fear of that. It's all the ego. It's when you're overthinking. Now, there's nothing wrong with thinking. I'm talking about overthinking. Most people overthink in society. They're thinking too much. Too much thinking is going on. Now, when you think too much, which is of course the ego, this creates a lot of anxiety. And so what you want to do is lower the ego by raising the awareness. This is how you remove anxiety. This is the key right here. Ego creates anxiety. When you're deeply connected to the present moment, you just stop caring how people perceive you. Okay, you can see it in someone's eyes when they don't care. It's because they're not thinking. They're not thinking. Go watch a video. of an enlightened master speaking. Go watch Eckhart Tolle. Does that man care how people perceive him? Absolutely not, because he's totally connected to the present moment. You want to have less social anxiety? Bring some Eckhart Tolle into your life. I'm not even joking right now. I'm being completely serious. I may be laughing and smiling a little bit, but I'm not kidding here. Being present is the number one thing you can do to remove your social anxiety. I can go into all sorts of different ways to re-communicate this truth to you and how to communicate this truth in a different way, but this is the truth right here, right now. The more that you connect to the present moment, the more that you connect and have a deeper connection to who you really are beyond the concepts and ideas, you will automatically erase the social anxiety in your life. Automatically. It will automatically auto-correct itself. I went through such a long period in my life where I would train my social skills. You see, because I used to be a really anxious kid. This is how I used to be. I would be so afraid to talk to people. And so I would train myself and condition myself to, talk to people, how to train my social skills, how to approach strangers. And then I realized that was useful, but there's a lot of limitations to that, because the key and the way to become truly confident is not by conditioning your mind, but by removing the conditioning that you've attached to from society. Check out my video, How I Cured My Social Anxiety. You can click it right there. You got to realize that true confidence is not about conditioning yourself to be confident, but removing the identity and the false part of you that believes you're not confident to begin with. Your true nature is confidence. Your true nature is a radiating light of confidence and courage, but the conditioning and the ego blocks that. Thinking about the past, thinking about the future, being attached to all these concepts, that is what keeps people stuck. That is what keeps people stuck in a rut. Not following their dreams is a concepts in their mind. You're just thinking too much. You're thinking, okay, Francis, I get it, but how do I remove this? Connect deeper to the present moment. That's it. That's it. Don't make this more complicated than it needs to be. Connect to the now. This is the only moment that exists. Okay, the past and the future are concepts. This is the only moment that exists. Okay, time does not exist. Time is an illusion. You got to realize that when you connect deeper to the moment, you start to peel back the layers of your ego, you will automatically remove the social anxiety from your life. Believe me. Take my word for it. I know it may not be an experience. Maybe you've experienced this already. It's possible, but if you haven't, take my word for it for now. And then eventually you'll realize that when you connect deeper to the present moment, that is the ultimate solution to remove social anxiety. Believe me, I went through so many years of conditioning myself, approaching people, learning how to be confident, but then only when I realized that letting go of the ego was the way to be confident, that's when my life shifted. Because when you condition yourself, that's being fake. That's just more conditioning. And I'm not saying you can't adjust to the moment and act in certain ways. I'm saying that the more you peel back the layers of the ego, you'll be even more connected and calibrated socially to communicate to people how they need to be communicated to. This is not about being so authentic that you're unrelatable. You can still be relatable, but still have a foundation of authenticity that comes from your true authentic self beyond the conditioning of the ego. That's the key. That's it right there. When you peel back the layers of the ego, you become more confident. Period. That's it. Period. There's nothing more I can share with you in this video. That's it. When you peel back the layers of your ego, when you connect to who you really are, when you connect deeper to the present moment, social anxiety becomes a joke. So once again, if you want to work with, by the way, if this video resonated with you, hit that like button, share it with a friend. Okay. Once again, if you want to work with me one-on-one to let go of your ego, let go of the anxieties, reprogram your subconscious mind for success, and what you really want to create in this life, step into your vision, hit the link that's in the description box of this video to apply for a free consultation to see if you're a good fit for the coaching program. Also, if this video benefited you in any way and you resonated with this, leave a comment down below sharing your experience and your thoughts. Have yourself a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.